chose them is because they are weak.
We knew Will has a lot of power. I wouldn't say all of a sudden, but he just came to that realization about himself.
The perfect vessels.
For a moment, I wasn't sure that if this was a recap, because we're kind of listening to the same wording from Vecna, but it's all new.
I could have helped them fight if I had just acted sooner.
You know, before we see more power, before we see how this is going to end up, first we need to see them fail, right? That is just part of the story. That is just part of the progress. That is just part of our lives. We fail, so we know what it's like to be defeated. So when we succeed, the celebration is even a lot more real and stronger, if that makes sense. First of all, that's disgusting, as we had established before. You know, this gooey thing, branch-looking thing is just attaches to your mouth and you're just swallowing whatever that is. This is Derek, right? Yeah, this is Derek. So it's sad that he got caught. Now I'm wondering, you know, are all of these kids going to have powers? You know, because this is what happened to Will, and now he's got powers, right? Or did something else happen to Will before he got connected to Vecna this way? Or to the upside down, I don't know. Or how did Will get his powers? Like, if he got them through this connection, then these kids should also get them, right?
Your memory of what happened, of how you came to be here, might be foggy. Many of you are wondering.
Holly had agreed to stay, even though it was terrifying knowing who Vecna really is. She had decided to stay and play along, you know, with whatever plan he's got in mind. So they can help the other kids, right? I guess that's part of the purpose. And so they can actually find a way out. I guess not so much helping the other kids because they didn't really know that the other kids were going to get kidnapped. But at least for them to escape, Holly and Max.
Darkness is spreading across not just Hawkins, but the whole world.
It's a lie. We know it's a lie, but in some way it seems like Vecna is telling them the truth about the fighting and about the plan. There's some truth to what he's telling them to keep them wanting to know more and to somehow have their trust. But to those that know what's going on, like Holly, I don't know, some of it rings true as he's telling the truth in a sneaky kind of way. Not the whole truth, but some of it is.
You're special. You have dormant powers in here. And I believe if we work together, we can awaken those powers.
I find that interesting because I'm just wondering, at what point did Will Byers get his powers, right? He's talking about a power that these kids have in their minds. But now I'm feeling kind of confused because do these kids actually have powers already? And that's the reason he kidnapped them? Or is that just a way of speaking to them to help them understand, but they really don't have powers? But they will because of their connection to the upside down.
Yes.
Are you going to leave again?
Holly, please keep your hand down. Don't give away anything that you may know, because this guy may look friendly, as you know, but you also know he's the enemy. Be careful with your questions. But then again, she's only a kid, right? Only a kid, but a kid that is really smart and that knows what's going on, thanks to Max. So she's gonna be the way these kids are gonna be saved out of that house. I mean, we know that Elle and her dad were there, right? But I thought they would have rescued 8. I guess not. I guess we're gonna see why, right? Why not? They're probably still in the same room, and they'll definitely rescue her at some point. I thought it had already happened. I don't know why. Maybe because we knew they were already in the room with 8, right? Or did they just see 8 through the outside? I don't remember that. But I just remembered 8 has the ability to show to people whatever 8 wants them to see, right? So maybe she's already unhooked from there. And Elle and her dad are still there, but she's not going to let them see it for some reason, right? Or are her abilities blocked somehow? I don't know. That's right, as we thought. They are gone. They did escape.
Can you show us?
Oh, that's not too bad.
I mean, Will is right. It's not too bad, right? I mean, it does look pretty serious. Like, you could get some pretty good stitches on there. But we have seen worse, right? We have definitely seen worse.
You're like Will the Wise.
Will the Wise is right. Yeah. From their games, Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm not like a second L. I don't have powers.
No. I don't think so. I think he has powers, right? Don't you think he's got powers? Yeah, I don't think he's borrowing power from Vecna. But if he is, that means when Vecna dies, he's not going to have powers anymore. So he's truly not like L, like Lucas is saying, but I don't know. I think he's like L, because he's even like bleeding through his nose. And then the other thing is this. Let's say he's borrowing power from Vecna. Then probably L is also borrowing power from Vecna and 8 and everyone else that has had power in this show, right?
He has his vessels.
Vessels.
I don't understand why the reference to being a vessel was a little weird for them. I hope they're going to explain that a little better too. I don't know if they had explained it or if it has something to do with the game Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't know. I didn't understand why. Why did that seem strange to you?
You don't use your powers against his army. You use them against him.
First of all, I'm shocked to hear this, because yes, it's good to realize your son has that power, and yes, if he can kill the Demigorgon the way he did it, right? Then you might as well do it to Vecna and get it over with, end the show. But I guess the reason it was shocking to me is because, I mean, there's got to be some sort of risk at taking that shot at Vecna, right? And she is asking her son to try to do it again, but do it to Vecna. I guess it's shocking to me because she's always been almost overprotective of him. But now maybe they haven't thought of the consequences. But if he actually tried something like that, I mean, Vecna is not like a Demogorgon. He also has powers, so there's going to be a fight of the wizards or something, right? We need to call it something, so fight of the wizards.
Vecna chose you because he underestimated you. And when he does, it'll be the last mistake that son of ever makes.
Yeah, I like that. That is really cool. In real life, there is so much that goes through our heads, that people say or that we think of ourselves. And the conclusion of all of that is probably almost always, or 50% or 48% of the time. And the message is that we're not enough. And here she's telling her son, I underestimated you. What you did was great and marvelous and extraordinary. You are not ordinary at all. And I also like what you said in the end, that Vecna, there's a chance that Vecna, not knowing who Will really is, that he might underestimate him again. And that will be his last chance. And the last time that he overestimates him, because he will probably be dead by the end of that one, right?
The bomb was a failsafe.
A failsafe! I saw in your eyes tonight. You were planning to die.
I think we know Elle is right. Hopper is always taking the risk and always thinking, I mean, in a way, you have to give him credit, right? I mean, he's trying to protect the people he loves, and he knows that part of protecting the people you love sometimes means that you have to sacrifice yourself. But Elle is telling him, I know that's what you were going to do, but in a way she's telling him, you don't have to sacrifice yourself. Look for other ways to save and help the people you love without putting yourself on the line. Why do you have to die? If you don't have to die and still help people, then do it.
So if we find this dark magic shield generator,
We destroy the wall.
Find Vecna, save all.
And it looks like what?
How would you expect me to know that?
That's funny. I like how Dustin is really smart. I like the way he explains things. But at the same time, I like how he snaps from time to time. Like that, like, I don't need to give you an explanation. I don't even know what it looks like. So why would you even ask me? I like that. Actually snapping at Steve. that seems to be more often. Probably because Steve is probably the least scientific inclined in the group, if you will.
Can we just switch the teams up? Nance, you want me to go up?
Oh,
Are you serious?
Me and Henderson here, we need some space.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, Steve, are you serious? Like, you've had this conversation with Jonathan before. I think that's kind of the reason why from the first season, I think even episode 1, I didn't like Steve so much because he seemed to try so hard all the time for Nancy. But anyway, at the same time, you know, that's his character. That's who he is. And he's kind of funny that way and annoying at the same time.
Well, how about me and you?
I think we need some space too.
Oh, so everyone but Nancy.
hey, we don't have time for this. Let's just keep it simple, stick to the usual
No,
teams.
Nance, I cannot.
End of discussion.
And speaking of characters, it's also cool to see Nancy. She takes control, right? Like when she went shooting, I think it was with Jonathan, as they were getting ready to kill the Demogorgon. And, you know, she took charge and she took the weapon and she knew what she wanted to do and she went for it. And at the same time, it's kind of cool to see Dustin and Steve stuck together. Holly, don't tell me you're about to try to escape. I mean, yes, I'm pretty sure she wants to go see Max and probably tell her, you know, all of these kids are here. Well, Max kind of already knows, right? But I don't know that she knows that Max knows. Vecna told her that he's not planning on leaving. I think he will leave. She just have to wait for the opportune moment.
What are you doing here?
We need to talk. Holly, the plan. To wait for Henry to leave. I know.
We know. We just told you, Holly. Come on.
Are you sure no one saw you?
Positive.
Uh-oh. It looks like she got followed, right? And Derek comes to mind. It would be funny if it's Derek. But at least we know that Derek is a good team player, right? If you convince him to be on your side, he will be on your side and be loyal to your side. Looks like it.
How much did you hear?
Not much, just how you guys want to escape, but you can't because you need Henry to leave first, otherwise he'll find you with his evil Vecna magic or something.
That is awesome. He basically heard everything, right? I know, I'm always making references to movies I have already seen. This reminded me of Lord of the Rings. Like, Gandalf is talking to Frodo and telling him about the ring of power. And then all of a sudden they hear, and it turns out Sam was right outside the window. They pull him in, and he says that he heard nothing. Just something about a ring and a dark lord and the end of the world, and he heard everything.
My brother, Mike?
He's like my best friend now.
You're best friends with Mike.
And also Will and Lucas and Erica and Mrs.
Well, that's one way they can trust him right away, because obviously he named her entire family and their friends, so he must be telling the truth, they might realize now. We know he's telling the truth, but they need to be convinced that they can trust him.
You really need to drop this new delightful thing.
That's funny. So, by that reference, I guess they're saying, we need you to be a jerk, right? This is what you're going to have to pull off as you're dealing with Vecna. So never mind a delightful Derek anymore.
He jacks back in. He goes after Vecna. One blow takes him out, ends him.
I think it's kind of cute and cool that, you know, she came up with this plan after realizing what her son can do. And here we see Will just looking at her like, my mom is the best, right? But yeah, no, I think it's kind of cool that she's excited about it, you know. And I think it's not just because that's her idea, but because it is her son. And somehow she's showing, I am proud to be your mother, right? And here's the plan, and this is what you can do.
His powers are
Innate. Yes, thank you.
What does that matter?
It matters.
Can we all just focus?
What if we just put Will in the back of the van and drive him around like a human antenna? She said no bad ideas.
That is actually, I think, a great idea. I mean, isn't that what Dustin was doing in the Beamer? In Steve's Beamer? You know, they actually have an antenna and they're looking for him. With Will as an antenna, how can you tell the signal, when it's getting stronger? I don't know. Oh, right. He gets the things, the goosebumps, right? That's it. Goosebumps.
You want to Dr. Frankenstein a dead demo.
Yeah, Frankenstein demos doesn't sound like a great idea.
So we try both. We throw 2 darts and pray for a bullseye.
I mean, I like that plan too. Might as well use both. Get the guy to build an antenna and heat the place up and see what happens. Why not?
Did I do something? There's a tone.
A tone?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that was it.
What's a good show without some drama, right? Like a couple kind of drama.
Start being honest with me.
Oh, and that's what you've been? Honest with me? You hesitated.
No, I didn't.
I know you, Jonathan.
He definitely hesitated, right? Now, I don't remember what he has done that hasn't been truthful, that he has kept from Nancy. But I was wondering, they are in the Upside Down. I wouldn't say Vecna's home, but it almost makes me wonder, wouldn't Vecna be able to know when someone's in the Upside Down? Or maybe Vecna's domain is just limited to whatever is in his dome, and he just knows just about that, or whatever his minions, right? His demigorgons can see. I don't know. I just wonder for a moment, is there a chance that Vecna could possibly know these guys are in the Upside Down and try to do something to them? Oh, I just remember what's in that box. The ring, right? He wants to propose to Nancy. That's what's in that box that he was looking at. That will probably happen. It's got to happen, right?
What is it?
It looks like a combination of wax with blood on the wall.
How much did you know about Henry? Everything, except that he was still alive.
Everything except that he was still alive. So I guess that means she knew everything up until the point that 11 sent him to the Upside Down. I wonder if that's what they mean by that, or what 8 meant.
They found me. Found my friends.
Yeah, I guess we didn't know anything about this, right? She had a gang of like 4 or 5 people or something.
And I began to think of her as a kind of vampire.
Why did Dr. K need her blood? Like, is it trying to understand? No, I don't think. I mean, I guess she could have a lot of people researching and looking into her blood to see what they find. But with what purpose? I mean, what comes to mind is that to create more people with power, or like to infuse people's blood with her blood to see if there's a chance that they can have powers.
Derek, what are you doing? You're not allowed to go in the woods. It's against the rules.
According to who, Mr. Rogers?
That's definitely not the delightful Derek that we now know, right?
I never thanked you for saving my life, which is kind of, sort of a big deal, especially to me.
This conversation's gonna be good, right? Robin and Will always seem to have such a good relationship. So open and honest and full of thoughts and feelings at the same time. And so I see them here sitting one across from the other, and I just want to hear what they want to say and what's going to happen after this. I'm also curious, like, I think at some point Robin noticed Will looking at Mike, and it made me wonder for a moment if she realized that Will has some feelings for Mike.
For talking to me about Tammy and your life. It was so helpful.
Me? Talking? Helpful.
After this, is that when you and Vicky?
Oh, no. But eventually I did it. I told someone. Looks like we're all set.
Wait a minute, what was that? Like, this is kind of what we expected, right? They're having an open conversation, but she kind of seemed to cut it short. She's almost like she doesn't want to talk about it.
But who did you tell?
Oh, the obvious. Steve.
Wait, what? The same as in your Steve? Like Steve?
Steve the Hare Harrington, my one sworn enemy.
That's too good.
You know, if I hadn't have told Steve, then I probably wouldn't have had the courage to open up to Vicky about it, and probably wouldn't be talking to you about it either.
Steve was the first one, and when you tell something difficult to someone, it is easier to say it again to someone else, and even easier to say it again to a third person. So that thing they were trying on the pumpkin, that's what they're gonna do on the Demogorgon? They're gonna fry the dead Demogorgon.
It'll be hidden, hard to find, but
There.
or not hard.
I mean, considering that this is Vecna's dream or vision or something, his home, right? Even if just in their minds, there can just be a door there, right? Can just be a door there leading to what? A basement? That's gotta be Vecna's stuff, right? Sketchy stuff. And they're probably gonna be in more trouble now, or more trapped, if you can add more to this trappedness.
It's just a memory. Whatever's down there, it can't hurt you.
I think that's kind of cool. Like at first, I didn't know what to expect of them going to the basement. But like Max said, you can't be hurt, and this is only a memory, your memory.
It's a library.
Library. Bingo.
Well, I don't remember why the first memory of them with Vecna is so important. Is that how they find their way out? Finding the first memory? Is that like the way out is almost next to the first memory?
I do. I remember what it was like to have a good friend. A real friend who actually believed in me.
Oh, they're talking about Eddie now. Yeah, he was very good friends with Eddie, seemed like. Oh, that's kind of sad. But now this is getting more personal.
And he made a dumb call, and he got himself killed.
I mean, like, I knew this was getting personal, right? But I didn't see them fighting like this. Like, no. How can this help? Stop fighting.
You're gonna hurt yourself, man!
Dustin's probably thinking, well, everybody can beat you up, Steve, right? Jonathan beat you up in season 1, and I can remember the name of the other guy. Max's brother beat him up too. Everybody beats up Steve. So Dustin's probably thinking, I'm gonna beat you up. But on a serious note, I'm thinking, these guys are gonna roll into the whole floor here, and they might find something, right? They might be able to find something they didn't see before as they're breaking things. Right behind him, right? Turn around, Dustin, right there. Looks like somebody drew almost or came to the same conclusions that Dustin.
What the hell happened here?
For a moment, I thought that guy on the wall was going to be alive and turn out to be a zombie that is going to try to kill them. I mean, that's very possible, right? I don't think we have seen that yet in the show, but anything is possible. Strange thing, right?
The answer to why I was there.
I guess it looks like they're trying to create babies with power, and they're probably injecting the blood into this woman, so her, baby will have powers. That's my guess. I mean, one experiment like that on somebody is creepy enough. And there were so many women that they were working on. Like, wow, that K doctor is pretty messed up, right? And I mean, at the same time, I find it interesting, like, why is she trying to make more people with powers? I mean, so you can have an army of powerful people? It almost made me wonder, like, if she wanted somebody powerful, wouldn't she want to be injected with that blood herself and be the one that has powers?
A secret government program, does that not remind you of anything?
Wait a minute. So Vecna is number 1, right? So that makes me wonder if the first person that they ever did it with was with Vecna. Like maybe, he was like 8 was the one that they were drawing blood from. So they could create number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and all the way up to 11. Huh.
Only one of us was truly like him.
They will find you and they will create more like you.
that is kind of messed up. And I mean, at the same time, my thought have shifted to, okay, 11 is not really believing her right now, right? She's just, not that she doesn't believe 8, but that she doesn't want it to be true. But this kind of makes me wonder if 11 comes to the conclusion that this could potentially be true. I know she doesn't want more people like them, right? Because yes, it could be good, like 11 or 8, or maybe even like Will. But what if it turns out like Vecna, right? That's the problem. So I don't know. That made me think if she sees herself as the problem, she may want to see herself as, the solution would be to get rid of you, kind of thing.
Northwest. A little lost, are we?
Now, this is a problem because, at first I thought, okay, he's a distraction, so he's going to leave the house, and he probably knows that Vecna's going to find him, right? Now, the problem is, what I see as the problem, is the fact that he's got a compass. So, Vecna might be wondering, okay, you didn't just leave the house and go into the woods, but there's something you're looking for. What are you looking for, and how do you know about it? So that might mess up things for Max and for Holly. And that looks like something Max did for him, right? Like the little drawing of the woods and what's on the other side of the woods. Vecna knows exactly what's going on. Look at his face. I was gonna say we've already seen this before in another season, or the beginning of season 5. I can't remember, but we knew we had seen this scene, right? So definitely a memory.
It should be yellow.
Something's going on with that, right? And also, didn't we get to see in another episode, Will finds the merry-go-round, and I guess that's how he connects through Vecna's mind to find Holly, right? Something like that. I don't remember, but yeah. So that's definitely how she went into the Upside Down. So that's probably the way back into the real world, right? Kind of looks like. Like almost as if you go in, like you go out in one way and in the other, but not as if things didn't happen, but almost as if everything else that happened in the Upside Down was just in your memory, but almost as if time has stopped. Does that make sense?
You might start to feel things, some things that you felt that night. It's just like an echo.
Now, I'm wondering, this is Holly's memory and Holly's everything Holly, right? So if this is the way out, is this the way out for Holly only? Or would Max be able to exit through the same way? Or does Max have to find her own way? Through that music that Lucas is always playing? I don't know.
You're coming too, right?
No, I'm gonna stick around here, actually.
She's gotta be joking, right? And we like that she was able to go through that portal or exit. Max can be a little bit cheeky like that, right?
If anything happens, you just get out of there.
I will. I promise.
Something's gonna happen here, right? There's like either or both what we hope is gonna happen and what could potentially happen. One, if it does work, we already know there's 4 more episodes, right? Or at least 3 more episodes. So they can't just kill Vecna, the way they're talking about. At least not this one time, right now. 2, if there's really not a connection, then Will is not going to show any signs of powers. 3, maybe there's not a connection, but Will still have powers and be able to find Vecna, kind of like how 11 finds people when she's laying in the water.
Kill the bastard.
You got this.
Now, it's also kind of scary, the thought of, the Demogorgon has been dead for a while. But what are the chances that they're going to send that electricity through the Demogorgon and that it may not come to life, I know they want something there to be alive for them to have that connection. But what if you just revive the Demogorgon and that's it? It starts killing people, right? The chances of that happening are not too high, but there's a chance. it kind of looked more like it's gonna blow up. I don't know, right? But I mean, the other thing I just remembered and just realized looking at this is that the Demogorgon's limbs are broken. So even if he comes to life, he won't be much of a threat when his limbs are broken, right? Maybe even his neck is broken too.
I think I'm Derek. Derek? He's with the others. Max, she's with Holly.
That is kind of cool that he actually was able to connect. He didn't choose to have that connection with Derek. I find that interesting that he didn't choose that connection, but there is that connection. One way that this could help them is like he may just get a whole bunch of information, right, that they didn't know before. Like Max and Holly are together. They must be running away because Vecna is chasing after them. Oh, this is interesting because, I mean, at first I thought like, you know, they are going through escape, and because she got kidnapped from her house, that they're just gonna exit through the house. But this connects them to the Upside Down, which is where Max, is that where Max got trapped? I think that's where Max got trapped, right? Like she was in a house, but now I don't know if it was on the Upside Down or not. She was in Vecna's house, right? So not the Upside Down, but it was Vecna's house. That's it.
It doesn't look like an exit.
It looks pretty scary. Almost like she might want to choose to stay in the house rather than go out there into nothing.
You sure you're not a monster?
Pretty sure.
That could only mean one thing. Vecna is already there. Now, I find it curious that Holly asked Max, "Are you sure that you're not a monster?" Like almost like she's starting to think back on what Vecna was saying, or Mr. Watt, right? There are monsters out there, and I am going to try to protect you from them. And here she's at home, so she feels the comfort of her home. And she looks outside through that door where it could potentially be the exit, but it looks so terrifying. How could that be the exit, right? When you're so comfortable where you're sitting right now. Kind of hoping that because Will was able to see through Derek's eyes and know that Max is with Holly and know that Vecna is after them, I'm kind of hoping that there's gonna be music just about right now, right? Like they know they're going to escape, but maybe Luca doesn't know what music is doing to her. Oh wait, he did know. Yeah, he did know. That's the whole reason why he's playing the music all this time. So I think that might be able to help them find a way out of this place, this house, this world of, you know, Vecna's world.
Long rest.
What are you doing? Hello? Okay. What do you think you're doing? Okay, you need to sit over here now. Sit over there. First, let's look at my hair, glasses. Yeah, I suppose. What do you think you were doing? You can't just sit in front of the camera watching Stranger Things.
I'm sorry.
There's people watching you. You can't just sit there and make like predator sounds and things like that. Shame on you. Seriously. And your acting skills are horrible, by the way. So, take some acting lessons or stop doing that kind of thing. Man. Now I'm gonna fix it for you, okay? I gotta fix this for you. Sorry about that, guys. He and I are gonna have another discussion about that later to make sure this doesn't happen again. But yeah, just excuse him for now. He just recorded the movie. He did a reaction to the movie Predator, The Badlands, and he starts making those noises like that from time to time. I don't know why. So anyway, so let's see if we can fix this, right? let's continue the show and just fix what he messed up. So in this part, Ruben actually realizes that Holly was kind of feeling a little bit upset because she hadn't fought when the Demogorgon was fighting her mother, and she didn't do anything. So at this point, we're kind of wondering, is this where Holly's gonna do something? We see Holly, that she's kind of like in panic mode from time to time, you know, to go and explore things around the house. And Max tells her, this is still a dream. You know, nothing is gonna hurt you here. It's a dream. But this isn't a dream anymore. Vecna is actually there. In the dream, I suppose. But Vecna is actually there. So now he's able to hurt them. As we can see, he's killing Max. Vecna is losing control. What's going on? And there's Will, right? All of a sudden, Will stands up. And Vecna is losing power. So what's going on? Now that Vecna is experiencing this, is there a chance that he knows that Will is the one that is kind of like hijacking his mind and in a way controlling him or affecting him? If Vecna does know that it is Will, will he bring the fight over to Will? If he actually knows. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, that's what his mom told him to do, you know. Next time you connect, make him your target and kill him. Get rid of all of this and save us all, kind of thing. We heard it, we thought it was a good plan, but we didn't think it was gonna work, and now it's working. Look at his facial expression. Yeah, Ruben's expression. What's going on between the two, between Vecna and Will? But we see they're fighting. Whether he knows it's Will or not, I don't know. We don't know. But he is really fighting back to get that control. And that's why that scream is happening. When Will is kind of like holding his hands like this, Vecna's kind of twisting his head. Thought that he was gonna break him or something and kill him right at that moment. I don't know what Will was trying to do, but I guess that's when he started to lose control. How did that affect Will? You know, that disconnection and that blow from Vecna. He couldn't possibly die, right? I mean, we know he's not dead. Is the Demogorgon gonna wake up? Is Will going to reconnect? When they electrocuted the Demogorgon's corpse, that smoke that came out, you know, and went into the sky, what is that? Does that have anything to do with the mind flare? And if so, what's going on? At some point, I'd like to understand, who's controlling who? Is the mind flare controlling Vecna? Or is Vecna controlling the mind flare? Does the mind flare actually exist? Or is that something that was just part of Vecna somehow? I don't know. That's confusing.
Oh god. We found the shield generator. Jonathan, don't do anything! Don't touch!
You sure about this?
There will have to be an explosion in order for everyone to get killed. The way Dustin is saying, everyone will get killed if they touch it. Not just if you shoot at it, but if you touch it.
No.
And look at that expression there, like, what? Crazy. Crazy who? And yeah, Nancy does crazy stuff from time to time. Nancy is the type of personality that if something needs to be shot, she's gonna shoot it. If she needs to grab her gun or shotgun, mostly, I think that's the only thing she shoots in the show, right? But if she needs to grab something that shoots, she's gonna grab it and she's gonna shoot because she's that type of personality. Whether something's gonna blow up or not, we're gonna have to wait till next show or next episode. Sit back here. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Alright guys, if you like what I do, please don't forget to like. Please subscribe as well, so you can see more of my content and you can support my channel. Thank you.